Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome. We're going to wait for a bunch of people to get in before we start so we don't have to keep repeating things. And that'll give me some time to get set up here. Hope everyone is having a great week so far. Good morning, Nana. Kay Mitch, good morning, good morning. So big news, you guys. We have a trial date set. We have a bunch of scheduling and orders that we are going to go through. Hello, DK, and good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sherry. Okay, I'm going to do this too. Give me a second. For all you first ones coming in. Let me just do this. There you go, you guys. All right. So congratulations. Nana finally got a membership. Hello, everybody, and welcome. The beginning of the month and nearing the end of the month, I gift 5 memberships. So congratulations, Kissa, Nana, Alicia, Strawberry Wine, and Kaylee. Congratulations on your memberships. They are free for a month. And hopefully at the end of the month, you will consider becoming a membership and keeping your membership. But it is free for the month. Okay. Give me 2 seconds, you guys. I'm just getting all these set up here so we can go through them. All right. Let's get to it. There's been a bunch of new filings in the Kohberger case. So here we go. So this first one, as you guys know, there's Sister. Good morning, Kay Mitch, Comp 2, Sherry, DK Midnight. There's my sister. Hope you're feeling better. Sending you healing vibes. Healing vibes for that pneumonia, COVID pneumonia. All right. So we know from the last hearing, the Kohberger hearing, Ann Taylor was kind of up to her little tricks again. And we know she wanted this moved and she wanted a certain date and she wanted June and all this stuff. And then one of her experts passed away and she said there's no way that they could be ready for June because of this expert passing away. And this is for the penalty phase, this expert. So as far as I was concerned, and only in my opinion, I felt even come June, that's still 8 months away. Plus, they've known about this for 2 months, so that's 10 months. And this expert is only going to be giving testimony for the penalty phase, which means they've got like a month and a half of trial, 2 months of trial to go through before this witness would be needed to testify if he's found guilty. So it's like almost a year. You know what I mean? So, well, actually, it would be a year. How could this, expert not be ready and caught up with this whatever part of the penalty phase? Like, because there's going to be different witnesses, right? How could they not be ready? Like this expert isn't like when you call in an expert, it's for a certain thing, like maybe GPS tracking, maybe DNA, maybe this, maybe that. They're not for the whole case. You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, she's stalling again. I think she's taken on more than she can handle. Kaylee, you're very welcome. Very welcome, and so good to have you. I feel like we know she's taken on a second death penalty case. One death penalty case is hard enough, especially how big this case is. So to take on another death penalty case, I can see how she doesn't have time. So I don't know how they're allowing that, but anyway, it is what it is. We've got some information now. We're going to go through the first couple of them is just Ann Taylor filing her documents, whatever, regarding that hearing that was in private, right? So this is a motion for permission to file under seal documents related to the closed hearing that they had 2 days ago. Comes now Bryan C. Kohberger by and through his attorneys of records pursuant to Idaho Court Administrative Rule ICAR 32I, subsection 1, 2, subsection A, 2, E, and hereby request permission to file documents under seal for the court's consideration and representation status pending hearing on 10/8. The documents sought to be filed under seal are communications between the state public defender and counsel for Mr. Kohberger related to contracting issues. So we know that she was concerned about some contracting issues. She didn't know if she was going to be kept on the payroll, where she was going to be getting paid from, etc. I'll explain that a little bit. So what that was the state now pays for all public defenders instead of the counties. And that was changing over as of October 1st. These are elected officials. So she didn't know if she was going to be still elected. She didn't know what that looked like, right? So she wants more money. She wants more money for the case, for more experts. Like Bryan Kohberger, for having a public defender, the amount of money that's being spent on his case alone is unreal. I've never seen nothing like it. Like, look at some of these other cases that we've covered, and they get a certain amount of money if they have a public defender, right? It's not like Bryan Kohberger is a millionaire and is paying for all this, but that's the kind of defense that he's getting. If he gets it, that's great. They can't ever claim they had ineffective counsel. But if he's entitled to this kind of money for his defense, I think everybody should be, right? I just think that there should be some kind of fairness to it. What do you guys think? Do you think that he is getting special treatment? I feel he is. I feel like there's a lot of money. I heard it's up near almost $1 million. It's like at $789,000 or something like that. That's almost $1 million, and they haven't even gone to trial yet, right? So this is what she's asking. She wants everything that was talked about at that hearing done under seal. Now, I also have heard, you guys, that this judge is going to be going through a lot of the sealed documents, and he's going to be, apparently, if this is true, I haven't been able to verify it yet, but if this is true, I've heard that the judge is going to be going through everything that's been sealed, and he's going to be unsealing some things. And he's going to be very particular on what is sealed and what isn't. Now, this was an ex parte hearing, so I can see how this one is under seal, but I'm anxious to see what is happening going forward. Nan says, I agree. Well, he's definitely getting special treatment. Yeah. Like, I've never seen this amount of money be spent on a single case. Like, he's used up all the funds available for cases over the next 5 years. You know what I mean? Maybe exaggerating a bit, but for the public defender's office, they have a budget, right? And that's why you don't usually get such a huge and intense defense team. So it's interesting, but now apparently the state has taken over paying public defenders, and there's a lot of criteria and stuff like that. But she's also asking the court for more money for her case. So this is going to be up over $1 million for his defense. That's not including the prosecution part of this case. All the fees that go with trying a case, the court fees, the clerk fees, like security fees, court time fees, the judge's fees, you know what I mean? The prosecution's fees. That's not including any of that. This is strictly just for the defense. Excuse me. So this is the order for permission to file under seal. So the judge is ordering the court having before it the motion for permission to file under seal the documents related to the closed hearing regarding representation status 2 days ago, and good cause appearing. And now, therefore, it's hereby ordered that the defendant shall be allowed to file documents under seal relating to the closed hearing. It's further ordered that the documents shall be filed under seal because of the confidential nature of information. I'm assuming that's her fees. Contained within the document, and the disclosure of the documents could impact a fair trial. Well, yeah, people would be going nuts if they found out how much the defense has actually gotten. Getting up there near $1 million, you guys. It's at 700 and something thousand from what I hear. Yeah, I think people would be upset, and all these other people that have a public defender, they don't get this special treatment and a defense like this. Nikki, I was just about to address that, but thank you very much for your comment. We have not got, the next filing here is the notice of filing documents through his attorney of record, blah, 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 and accompanying documents related to the closed hearing under seal. So this is her just filing those under seal. We have gotten nothing regarding his close. I think that they're having a hearing. We'll get into that because what we've got coming up next is all the judge's orders for this trial, when it's going to be held, the pre-trial, everything. We've got those dates, so we're going to get to that. Okay, so here's another thing that I wanted to go over. It's not very long. It's only like a page and a bit. Request for appointment and transfer of case. So prior to the transfer of this criminal case to the court, the Honorable District Judge Mark Monson, 2nd Judicial District, had been appointed to serve as a resource judge under ICR 12.2 subsection D, which was accomplished in Latah County by opening a sealed separate civil case, CV 292328. This court seeks to reestablish Judge Monson as the resource judge for this criminal case and requests that the Idaho Supreme Court transfer venue of Latah County case CV 292328 to Ada County. The court further requests that Judge Monson be assigned as an out-of-district resource for the 4th District so that he can be reappointed to the resource judge case once it's transferred to Ada County. So, what does this mean? For those of you who are not understanding a lot of a lot of these documents. What that means is John Judge had Judge Monson as a resource judge. So, like, if he needed information looked up, if he needed law cited, if he had to, make a decision based on, we know Ann Taylor gets very winded with citing cases from the past that she is trying to use to prove her point. This is a judge that is assigned to a sitting judge to help him get information regarding that so he can make a ruling or an order on what's at hand. So it's like an assistant. So this judge would be doing a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. I don't think you'll ever see him, but he does a lot of the research and stuff like that the judge needs done so that he can make rulings and orders. So that's out of the way. So here is what we've been waiting for. Some of what we've been waiting for. We still don't have a lot of answers to other things. We know that Ann Taylor, excuse me, before this was transferred to Ada County, Ann Taylor had thrown tons of motions at Judge John Judge. Well, I think she's met her match here with Judge Hippler. He's not having none of that. And he has set his foot down. Yeah, let me get that. Hang on 2 seconds, you guys. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so here we go. Here is the scheduling order. This is what is going to happen. The judge has put his foot down, and this is what we are doing. It is hereby ordered as follows. Any prior scheduling order is hereby vacated. The following schedule will govern the pretrial matters outlined herein and the trial in this case. Voir dire and trial setting. Jury questionnaires will be administered approximately, and this is redacted. So I don't know why they are keeping this secret, why they don't want this for the jury questionnaires. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird that because to me, that's the only thing that is redacted. Voir dire shall commence, which is jury selection, on July 30th at 9 a.m. Which means the trial's been vacated from June 2nd. Okay, so jury selection is going to start on July 30th, 2025 at 9 a.m. The jury trial shall start on August 11th and run through November 7th, 2025, inclusive. So that's more than a year from now that it's going to end, because they've given it till November 7th. We're in October, right? Inclusive of the penalty phase, if necessary. Okay? So that means he's giving them from August, September, October, 3 months to get the trial done and the penalty phase. And then, whatever else pops up in between. He wants this trial done November 7th, including the penalty phase. Trial will begin each day at 8:30 a.m. and conclude at approximately 3:30 p.m. with a lunch break of 45 minutes, Monday through Friday. So that's a short day. So that's like only 6 hours a day. Anyway, the parties should be aware that some trial weeks may need to be shortened depending on other obligations of the court. Counsel should have sufficient evidence witness ready to go each day to utilize the full day schedule. And I've seen a lot of judges be very picky on this. They don't want to be wasting time like Ann Taylor tends to do with petty shit. I'm going to put it like that. A pretrial conference will be held on May 15th, 2025 at 9 a.m. and continue May 16th, 2025 if necessary. Earlier status conferences may be requested of the court or initiated by the court. Death penalty motions. The state's response to the defense's motions challenging the death penalty are due October 10th, today. The defense's reply briefs are due October 24th. A hearing on the motions will be held on November 7th. Weird, eh? Like a year to the day of the end of the trial. He wants a hearing on the motions on November 7th at 9 a.m. Hopefully, we are going to be able to watch that. Discovery motions. The last day to file motions to compel regarding any known unresolved issues is November 14th. So 4 days. That's Friday, I believe. Let me just see. Oh, November 14th. Oh, I was looking up. I was thinking October. So all these motions that Ann Taylor wants to throw out there and whatever. Every motion that she wants is to be filed now by November 14th. Responses to those motions from the prosecution are due by December 6th, which gives them, 3 weeks. And then replies to the prosecution's reply is due December 20th. And a hearing on the motions will be held on January 23rd, 2025 at 9 a.m. and continuing the following morning at 9 a.m. if necessary. Has the judge seen the length of some of Ann Taylor's motions? There's one motion that she has filed, you guys, that still has not been heard yet. And it's like 400 and some odd pages, this motion. That's just one. So I don't know what the judge is going to do regarding that. He seems like a really no-nonsense judge. He isn't putting up with the shenanigans. So we'll see, because I know there's, I think, 7 or 8 motions outstanding that Ann Taylor had filed just before the judge got off the case. And it's like, ooh, he didn't like that, so he's leaving. But no, that's not the reason. But anyway, you know what I mean. So this new judge, Judge Hibbler, is going to see, like, what is this? What one motion is 400 and some odd pages? Is this what we got to do? Is this what we're doing? I think he's going to clamp down on that. So they are all due. So they'll have a hearing January 23rd, 2025 on that. Motions in limine and notices under IRE 404B motions, okay? 608, 609. Motions in limine and similar motions notice are due by February 10th, 2025. Responses to those by the prosecution are due 3 weeks later on March 3rd. And then the defense's reply to the prosecution's reply is due March 17th. And then a hearing will be held on those April 3rd at 9 a.m. and continuing the following morning if necessary. Discovery and expert disclosures. Defendant's discovery deadline is January 9th. So any discovery, anything that they will be using in the trial, they have to hand over to the prosecution by January 9th. Experts. A list of experts the parties intend to call at trial, including a copy of the expert's report consistent with ICR 16B as 7, and a copy of the expert's curriculum vitae shall be disclosed to the opposing party as follows. State's guilt phase experts by December 18th. Oh, my son's birthday. And the defendant's guilt phase experts by January 23rd. So, as it is, that's a while off compared to the states. Anyway, so, and the footnote here, attached to this, it says counsel should not wait until this date to file discovery motions if the issue is ripe prior to the deadline. So if it's ready to go before the deadline, get it filed. The court will provide additional response, reply, and hearing dates for earlier filed motions. Here's them earlier. Come on now. These earlier filed motions. He's going to provide either a response and reply and some hearing dates. So he's going to set down the law for all these motions that were previously filed that John Judge didn't get to, and Judge Hippler has not addressed yet, right? Nikki Bobby, yeah. The trial will end 1 week before the anniversary of the unalivings, right? 3 years almost to the day. Good catch there, Nikki. Okay, and listen, we're going to go on here. Discovery motions should not be delayed once the issue is known. Trial will not be postponed because of a discovery motion that could have been filed earlier. So the judge isn't playing here. Judge is not playing. Rebuttal guilt phase experts by February 13th. State's penalty phase experts January 27th. Defendant's penalty phase experts March 31st. Rebuttal penalty phase experts April 28th. Trial materials. Proposed jury questionnaires shall simultaneously, I have a trouble today talking, filed under seal by March 24th, 2025. Objections to any of the proposed questionnaires from either side are due March 31st. A sealed closed hearing on the proposed jury questionnaires will be held April 16th. See, this is what I don't get. Where the hell is it? This. I think it was at the beginning of this, maybe. Yeah. Jury questionnaires will be administered approximately redacted 2025 regarding the jury questionnaires, but then they talk about the jury questionnaire right here. So why did they redact that date? It doesn't make any sense, you guys. But okay, I guess Ann Taylor wasn't happy unless something was redacted. I'm just joking. Proposed jury instructions and trial briefs shall be filed by April 14, 2025. Objections and or stipulations to the proposed jury instructions are due by April 21st, 2025. Proposed exhibit lists shall be filed and exchanged by April 21st, 2025. The parties must identify exhibits specifically and individually, with each exhibit referenced by the Bates number using Discovery 2. Copies of exhibits shall be exchanged by April 21st, 2025. So that means any exhibits, any photos, any documentation, anything that they are going to use at trial on either side, that they are going to enter as exhibits, have to be exchanged to the other party, which means the prosecution has to give their exhibits to the defense, which they intend to use. The defense has to give the prosecution the exhibits, which they intend to use at trial. Each exhibit must be affixed with an exhibit number. State shall use red exhibit stickers beginning with S1. The defense shall use blue stickers beginning with D1, which is defense. To expedite trial, each exhibit should be viewed by opposing counsel prior to trial and a determination made as to whether an objection will be lodged against the exhibit and the basis for that objection identified. Like, he ain't playing here. On or before May 14, 2025, the parties shall jointly file a log, a spreadsheet, identifying which exhibits are objected to and the basis of those objections and those to which there are no objections. Guilt phase lay witness list shall be filed under seal by April 21st, 2025. Now, lay witnesses are those who are not expert witnesses. Penalty phase lay witnesses lists shall be filed under seal by May 5th. So these are going to be filed under seal. The list of witnesses must identify specific individuals and not merely identify groups of people generally. He wants names, addresses, date of birth, you name it. He wants it. So here's that footnote. Exhibits may not be generally described, such as materials disclosed in discovery or crime scene photos. He wants them named and numbered and explained. And that is the order. So it looks like if things stay on course, this trial is going to be starting August 11th, which is 10 months from now, right? Just over 10 months. Oh, I know what it is. It's regarding the how unconstitutional the death penalty is. How it should be abolished, how it should not be on the table for her client, how it's unjust, it's unfair, it's inhumane. She goes into how inhumane the firing squad is, if that's what's used, if he gets the death penalty. It's over 400 pages. She goes back into 1800s law again. She has her own version of how it was initially written into law. She goes into it's traumatizing, put it that way. If you were here, Nikki, and you seen the last one that we went through, I'm not about to go through I did cover part of it and did show it up on screen. I didn't scroll through the full 400 pages because there's a lot of stuff in there, like I said, that goes back to 1800s law, 1930s law, stuff like that. And it's like, it's crazy. Just like she tried to say the grand jury shouldn't be in secret and the grand jury should be beyond all reasonable doubt instead of probable cause. Like she's trying to change laws that have been in law for mega years. And she wants to be the one that changes the law because she understands it to be written a totally different way than we all understand it to be written, and how the state and the courts and the judges and lawyers understand how it was written. She doesn't understand. And she's saying, nope, that's not what they meant. Well, did you have a conversation with them back in 1845 to know what they were saying? It's written. We can go by what's written, what's in black and white. But she's going to fight it all. This judge definitely squared away, and Miss Taylor has met her match. She sure has, Nana. This judge is not putting up with anybody's crap, which is good. I'm a little upset that it's pushed out again, right? I know the judge was concerned with getting jurors that were gonna, how can I say this? I don't want to judge people, but people already have trips booked for next summer, right? You got to book well in advance if you want, to make sure you've got your vacation and that things are paid for. And, so a lot of people book a year in advance for their vacations, for summer vacations. And I think the judge was very concerned that a lot of people were going to come up with excuses as to why they couldn't sit on the jury, which some could be vacations already booked. Like it would have taken their whole summer. Like as it is now, August, September, October, into November, 3 months and a couple weeks. So it would have taken June, July, August into the beginning of September. So it would have taken the whole summer vacation. And then he was worried, not only people already booked vacations, they want out of the jury duty, then it would be problems with getting a sitter for children, for those that don't work, you know what I mean? That don't already have daycare for their children, that they would have to find suitable daycare because the primary caregiver would be sitting on a jury. They were concerned about that. So there was a lot of things that the judge was concerned about. Hello, Cat H. Good to see you, my love. So I'm a little upset that it's been pushed out to August, but I get it. So August, I don't know. Can somebody, one of the mods, maybe look up when does school start in Ada County? If you can't look it up, just let me know and I'll look it up. Because I know here our school systems don't start until like September 5th or something like that. Does anybody know when school starts in Ada County, Idaho? This is the same county, you guys, that Chad and Lori Daybell had their trials. They had theirs in Ada County, right? I don't know if it's going to be the same courtroom. August 14th. Thank you, Kate Bell. So they're going to have to, so 3 days early. See, at least was starting, I guess, with August 11th. The kids are in school in a couple of days, but why wouldn't they wait until August 15th? If that's one of the reasons they were worried about, because who wants to miss their kid's first day of school, right? So I don't know. It's odd. I wonder about the thought behind this date. And it would finish before Christmas, but then you would, Thanksgiving here in Canada is in October. I don't know what it is in the States, but here Thanksgiving is in October. But this August 11th, if school goes back August 14th, I don't know why they wouldn't have pushed that a few days more so people could get their kids sent off to school for the first day and stuff like that. If that is one of the reasons why the judge decided to push it past the June 2nd date that was already set for trial. It's only 2 months more, but 2 months is 2 months, right? It's kind of good for me too, because then I can enjoy some of my summer, because I will be covering this from start to finish. It's going to be 3 months of this, you guys, of covering this. That's going to be wild. I don't think we've covered a trial that long. It's going to be wild. So any other questions that you guys have that you want to ask that maybe I can answer for you? I'm also trying to get, right now it's quiet. They're on lunch. That's why I picked 11:30 this morning to do this live. They are still construction right in front of my house. The whole street is still ripped up, you guys. This has been going on since the beginning of June, my whole summer. Everything is covered in inches of dirt and dust by now. I haven't been able to use my driveway in months, which is a pain in the you know what. But with the heavy machinery going on all day, it's been trying to get reads done. I've got the updated read I want to do on the shooting there of the judge, the sheriff shooting the judge. I want to get that updated read done. So maybe today, once I'm done, I have therapy for 1 o'clock. So maybe we'll see how early they end today if I can get that done. I can't get it done with all this noise going on in the background, you guys. And I mean, it's really, really loud. So yeah, I was hoping for May too. So didn't go our way. Ann Taylor kind of got her way again. She wanted it pushed out even further. Whatever she said in that closed hearing, I guess swayed this judge. I just hope he doesn't fall victim. It doesn't seem like he's going to be as laid back and nonchalant as Judge John Judge. By just going over some of the things that he has said in this scheduling order, it doesn't seem like he's going to put up with much crap. So hopefully this date sticks, August 11th, 2025, because if it doesn't stick, they're going to run into the same problems again. They don't want to have it through Christmas. They don't want to have it through the New Year's. They don't want to have it, in May. They don't want this. They don't want that. It would have to be pushed out another 6 to 8 months, if not more, if this date, you know what I mean? Like say Anne pulls her crap again and this date has to be vacated. This trial would be pushed into 2026. So we'll see what happens, you guys. That's what we got for now. I want to thank you guys all for being here and supporting the channel. You guys are awesome. Thank you, mods, for being here as we go over this information that has come out. So with that being said, you guys, I'm going to end it unless there is any more questions. The next hearing that is happening, I thought that there was a hearing coming up. I think there is a hearing in November coming up. Let me just, because this is November 7th. I think it's, here we go, right here. So we're going to hear the death penalty motions, the state's response to the defense motions challenging the death penalty. That's the 400-page one. They're going to have a hearing on that on November 7th at 9 a.m. So let me write that down. So November 7th. And then it looks like the next hearing won't be until January. Let me just make sure here. So we have another hearing for January on discovery motions. The Rule 12 motions is also on January 23rd. Yeah, so November 7th, and then the next one I see is January 23rd for hearings. But I do watch the docket on the website for any filings, exactly where I found these documents here. I keep an eye on that for any hearings. I also get notification of hearings coming up. So if there is any more, keep an eye, make sure you're subscribed, and keep an eye on my community page here on YouTube, because I usually put stuff there too before I go live with something. So keep an eye on that. Make sure you got your notifications on. I don't know why it's such short days. I think that they're trying to keep it short so people can get out for their kids, get their kids off to school and get back in time to pick up their kids maybe. I don't know. But from 8:30 a.m. till 3:30 p.m., I don't know what time school gets out. But I am assuming that this is to um, facilitate the needs of potential jurors. So if they need to get things done during the week, like go to government offices that aren't open on the weekends, they still have some time after court to do that. I don't know. That's just what I'm assuming, Nikki. Nikki Lindsay. We got two Nikki's. That was Nikki Lindsay. Nikki Bobby. It'll be wild. It's sure gonna be. I have come across, you guys, but before we leave, if you want to see what I came across in my files, let's get this off screen. Do you guys want to see some stuff that I came across recently while I was trying to consolidate my files on this case? So I've got files that happened in 2022 with Kohberger, 2023, and now I've got a file for 2024, so I can reference stuff or go back and find stuff easily. And I came across a few things that was like, oh, I don't remember that. Do you guys want to see that? Like, there was some accusations going back and forth before everything started going under seal and stuff. Let me know in the chat if you guys want to see that stuff. I can show you briefly if you would like to see that stuff. Maybe also short for any housekeeping issues. Yeah, that could be too. You'd like to see it? Okay. Sorry for the cough, you guys. Okay. Let me just find the file here. Kohberger. Nope. That wasn't it. Hang on. Where the hell is that now? Oh, this. This I found was wild. Let me put it over here. I'll full screen with it. This is something that was taken off of Twitter. Somebody tweeted this out. I'll make it bigger so you guys can see it. Somebody tweeted this, and it is now sealed. I forget who put it into the documents, but this is something that I think it was the defense. I don't know, that said, like, use this, saying, look at what's out there. Well, all you people feel sad for Dylan Mortensen. Let me help you out. Her and her man are involved. They helped clean up and lied. She was out the next night with Bridget and Ashley after the unalivings, laughing about what was done to Kaylee. Kaylee won't get into details. Laughing about how she suffered and pleading for her life. Laughing about how they won't be able to recognize them, etc. You get the point. Dylan hated Kaylee's dog. She used to kick him when Kaylee wasn't around. She wanted her dad. Do you people not get it? I'm not trying to be rude. I'm so frustrated. I live in Moscow, went to the same college, and I'll just say was close enough to know what I'm talking about. I moved out of Moscow when we became aware BK was indeed 100% innocent, or was indeed innocent 100,000%. DM is not a victim. She hated Kaylee and Maddie. I'm talking now because I no longer live in Moscow. I'm sick and tired of people excusing her. My God, if you guys only knew the truth. They were all laughing because they know the chief. Oh, this is TikTok. This was posted on TikTok. They were all laughing because they know the chief has their back. I probably misspelled a lot. I'm extremely angry and frustrated because I feel like the truth has come out, but no one wants to believe it. The end. And somebody got this off of TikTok, and it was put into the record. Ann Taylor used this. Let me see what else I came across here. I came across quite a few. Okay, here's another one that was posted by apparently two friends at the scene. The Idaho 4 explanation of what happened by two friends that showed up at the scene not confirmed. Two people who claimed to be at the house with the roommates when the bodies were discovered quickly came to the surviving roommate's defense and wrote that the roommates woke up, went upstairs. Like, I don't get this. They woke up and went upstairs. Dylan was on the second floor. They went upstairs to the kitchen. So is there something, if this is true, right? If this is, any of this is true, because this apparently came from friends that showed up at the house the next morning. This friend said that they went upstairs to the kitchen. Well, wait, Dylan was on the second floor already. It was only the other one that was in the basement, right? And notice the sliding glass door was open, and it was during that time that they discovered Ethan. And this is what is making me question a lot of this, because from what I understand from the probable cause affidavit, Ethan was found up against that wall in the bed, and Xana was found at the doorway of the bedroom. They didn't say where he was found on that floor, but that it was so horrific that both girls went into shock and ran out of the house. One of the roommates fainted and the other was beyond hysterical and not making any sense. So we remember this is the call that came in, just somebody passing out, right? Their frantic actions while coming out of the house caught the attention of people walking past. The people responding on the victim's IG claimed to be two of those people. They implied that the roommate who fainted had already dialed 911, but was so distraught that she fainted before she could give any info that the dispatcher could understand. The only info that the bystander who picked up the roommate's phone could give the 911 dispatcher was she just saw her friend run out of the house and faint. That's how the 911 call was made on the roommate's phone and by someone else, and why the call went out for an unconscious person. That makes sense. What doesn't make sense to me is this. The two roommates woke up and went upstairs to the kitchen. Well, Dylan was supposed to be on the second floor. She wouldn't have had to wake up and go upstairs. And they noticed the sliding glass door was open, and during that time they discovered Ethan. They would have seen Xana first. Xana was in the doorway. While that bystander was on the phone with 911, the other roommate was hysterically trying to explain that something was wrong with Ethan. By this point, several more people had stopped to see what was happening, and one or two of them went into the house to see if they could help him. There were multiple people in the yard at that time, and those people began contacting their friends that someone in the house was badly hurt. Someone called Ethan's brother Hunter to tell him something was wrong with his brother because he lives so close to the house, and someone called one of the other victims' boyfriend, as he was also Ethan's best friend. So I'm thinking that that was Maddie's boyfriend. because I think Maddie's boyfriend and Ethan were good friends. Could be Kaylee's. I don't know, because we know that Kaylee's boyfriend didn't live far. They didn't go into detail on if either of those boys had arrived before the paramedics, but it kind of sounded like they did. They didn't go into detail on what kind of injuries Ethan suffered. They also didn't say if anyone went to check on the other roommates before the paramedics arrived, but it somewhat implied that someone had. The only details they gave about the scene itself was that it was incomprehensible bloody. While those people were in the house checking on Ethan and possibly the other roommates, the paramedics arrived to a very chaotic scene, believing they were there to assess an unconscious person outside, but were redirected to go inside to help someone who was hurt very badly. So they walked into the house unaware that it was a crime scene, contaminated most of everything on the second floor. It doesn't sound like the roommates were roaming throughout the house, carelessly contaminating everything, fully aware that their friends have been murdered. It sounds like the scene was contaminated by numerous people who were trying to help, unaware and unable to comprehend what they were looking at, and that it was a crime scene. So I also came across this. Now, the only thing that doesn't make sense to me, unless there's something we don't know, is this. When the roommates woke up, went upstairs to the kitchen and noticed the sliding door was open, and during that time they discovered Ethan. We know Ethan was found in Xana's bedroom along that back wall. Xana was found at the door because police say in their statements when they walked in on the second floor down the hallway towards Xana's bedroom that they seen a body laying on the floor at the door. So if her life was taken there, Ethan is the one that was at the bed, because that's how all that blood was dripping on the outside of the house, right? So he had to be over in the bed area up against that wall. So how they discovered Ethan before Xana, unless it was the other way around. Unless it was Ethan found at the door and Xana in the bed. That's the only way that they could have discovered Ethan before Xana. Do you guys follow? Oh no, my chat is my chat frozen, or are you guys just quiet? And Hannah says, I love the sailboat. Okay, so let me see what else I came across. Whoops. Let's see what else I came across. Bear with me, you guys. Oh, what's this? Oh, here's that evidence, part of that evidence log. One nitrate black glove. We know that there was a second one found just outside of the residence. A Walmart receipt with the Dickies tag. With one Dickies tag. So they know when the Dickies was purchased and the tag was there. So obviously it had been worn. And 2 Marshall's receipts. So I believe that this is going to be what they're going to say that he was wearing. Now, I know there's another evidence log that they went through when they got the warrants and everything and went through and took all of his stuff. If this stuff was not there, if he can't account for this Dickies outfit and whatever this 2 Marshall's receipts are for, if none of that stuff was in his property, in his apartment or at his parents or in his car or at his office, then where is it? They're going to say that is what he wore during the murders. Kate Bell, thank you so much for your $4.99 super chat. I appreciate you. They also got a dust container from Abyssal Power Force. 8 possible strands of hair. That's interesting. A fire stick. Animal hair strand. If that is from Kaylee's dog, that's a big problem. That will be a big problem if this animal strand hair is from Kaylee's dog. And there's other hairs here. There's a computer tower and some dark red spots collected without testing. 2 cuttings from an uncased pillow. Reddish brown stain. Larger stain was tested. 2 top and bottom of mattress covers packaged separately and labeled C. So there's some more stuff there. I'm just going through, you guys, and seeing just some of the. Just says we're quiet. What's this? See, here is going back to what we just presented. This is an affidavit in support of motion for out-of-state service. It goes over what happened, and this is filed by the state of Idaho. See, Bethany Funk's bedroom was on the first floor. The other surviving roommate's bedroom was on the second floor. So how could both of them have come upstairs to the kitchen? The only one that would have came upstairs to the kitchen would be Bethany Funk, because her bedroom was on the first floor. We know the kitchen was on the second floor. And the other surviving roommate, Dylan, bedroom was on the second floor. So Dylan wouldn't have had to come up the stairs, like was stated in that last document that we seen. Right? And that's another thing. It says here, Bethany Funk was present at the home 8 hours later when the police were called, arrived on the scene, and discovered the homicides. See that? I don't get this. Where is that? Bethany Funk was interviewed by police on several occasions. She disclosed things she heard and things she saw. Bethany Funk was present at the home 8 hours later when police were called, arrived on scene, and discovered homicides. It's worded really weird. So this Richard Vitoni, was asked by appointed counsel Ann Taylor to investigate the alleged incident which led to the arrest of Bryan Kohberger. He's a criminal investigator hired by the defense. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that too, Nikki, that after she's seen Bryan Kohberger and the bushy eyebrows, that maybe she decided she was going to go down and stay with Bethany Funk. What was this one? Oh, did you guys see this? This is Kaylee's family giving a statement once the trial was moved. The family is incredibly disappointed in the judge's ruling granting the change of venue. The only good thing about this decision is it will be judge's last decision in this case. So by reading that, I feel like that Goncalves family did not like Judge John Judge. The family has always felt that Judge favored the defense, and it was a common theme that whatever the defense wanted or needed, they got. The written decision is even more informative. If the judge knew Latah County could not handle this trial for safety reasons, not enough court clerks, logistics, and lacking space, why did we waste over a year in a county he knew was not going to be able to handle the trial? True, very true. The points he mentioned didn't all of a sudden jump up and bite him in the rear. Another issue was the poor cross-examination by the state of the defense expert witnesses. A judge can only rely on the evidence presented, and when you don't properly cross-examine expert witnesses or present any of your own, you are left relying on the opinions of the defense. Okay, because I can get into that, you guys. Then let's not forget the massive contradiction of having a University of Idaho employee as an expert witness and at the same time allowing Scott Green, the University of Idaho president, to write a book claiming to be an integral part of the investigation. Where's the second part of this? I have the second part. Hang on. So what was the non-dissemination order? Private hearings, closed-door tactics, allowing the defendant to be dressed in a suit for every televised hearing, etc., if not to keep the trial in Latah County. As victims' families, you are left to just watch like everyone else, and really you have little rights or say in the process, and at the same time, you are the most vested in the outcome. We have always felt that a fair and impartial jury could be found in Latah County and still believe that is where the trial deserves to be held to help the community heal. Thank you again for all your support and prayers. So that was from Kaylee's family. Now, what he said about not cross-examining witnesses. Okay. Let me get this. Is it here? Okay. I'm going to need this. I'm going to need this. Okay, hang on a sec, you guys. Court ruling. Okay. Let me bring up this one first. Nah, this is hard to see. I have others that I will bring up. In September 2022, I wish I could make this bigger, can I? Yes. Here we go. Okay. In September 20, this is the ZX. This is what the defense is using as their expert witness to contradict the GPS tracking of the car, the phone, and this and that with Bryan Kohberger. ZX court ruling. In September of 2022, the District Court of Latimer County, Colorado, ruled against the prosecution's proposed use of ZX TRAX generated cell coverage maps, finding them unreliable and misleading. In addition, the court found that the software proposed mathematical formula used to generate alleged coverage areas was untested and not peer-reviewed, had no known error rate, and the company's founder who came up with the formula was not a credible witness. Look at this, you guys. And this is why Kaylee's dad was peeved. You see this? And the company's founder who came up with the formula was not a credible witness. The complete ruling regarding the People's State of Colorado versus Christopher Russell, that's the guy that they used, the case that they tried to use this in, can be found here. If you're a law enforcement agency or prosecutor's office which currently uses ZX and have questions about the issues presented by the Jones ruling, have a pending matter involving ZX mapping, please contact BCA for the secondary review. In addition, if you are a defense or appellate counsel and desire consultation on a case involving ZX, please fill out the request here. PCA only uses software and methodologies that are scientifically solid. So they are saying that this ZX that the defense is using, and the expert for ZX, that's what they are going to use as an expert witness against the prosecution's GPSing and mapping of the phone and cell towers and all that. So the PCA only uses software and methodologies that are scientifically solid, backed by peer-reviewed articles, and widely accepted both in the legal system as well as relevant cellular analyst community. And they are saying that this ZX software that Ann Taylor has, their expert witness is the guy who made this. He's a former cop. He claimed to be an engineer, which he's not. This ruling found that the software's proposed mathematical formula used right here, the court found that the software's proposed mathematical formula used to generate alleged coverage areas was untested, not peer-reviewed, had no known error rate, and the company's founder who came up with the formula was also not a credible witness. So they're saying this expert witness that Ann Taylor is going to use is not a credible witness. I've got more on this. Hang on. Where is it? Here. Is it there? No. What am I doing? Where is it? Hang on. I think it's in here. Yes. Okay. Here's the other article. Let me just get it up. Over here so you guys can see too. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, they're not going to let me read it. And this is what I mean, you guys. I get blocked. Oh, see? Son of a gun. Okay, you guys, I can't bring that one up. And that's what I mean, you guys, when I say that I'm blocked in Canada from certain sites. But I do have another one. Hopefully this one will work. I don't know how I was able to read that before. Okay, so this, why do I have this? Oh, this is, okay, I know why now. The government, okay, when ZX first came out, the government sealed a contract with them to be able to use this in court cases. And then when the Colorado judge found out that this was junk science, They were supposed to have their contract through from 2021 to the end of 2024. So for 4 years. And they dipped out in 2022. They canceled their contract with them because it was junk. It was proven to be junk science. So that's why I had that. Okay. I get it. Anyway, the other one I can't open, but you guys get it. You guys can, who are in the States. Yeah, I did try, and thanks again, Kate Bell, for your $4.99. I did go to set it up and I messed something up and ended up losing a bunch of stuff, or I don't know what I did, but I did something wrong. So I'm going to wait until my son is over here and he can help me do that. But that one there is a subscription. If you don't live in the States, I guess you got to pay a subscription or something. I don't know. Okay, let me see what else I found here. What's this? Oh, that pisses me off. But I can't see it. What's this? Oh, this is the cell phone data that somebody put together. It's not confirmed, so I'm not going to show that. What's this? Oh, yeah. Let's put this up. Somebody in the last live that I did was saying that what the weather was in Pullman for November 13th. Look at this. This is ice fog that was there. So I had this, and this is the winds, I guess. But it showed like it was -2, -1, and there was ice fog. Ice fog. I looked up ice fog. It's a subscription here in the States. It's a company that provides you with the VPN services. Oh, okay. Thanks so much for sharing. Yeah. So I did get the weather in Pullman for Sunday, November 13th. That says ice fog. Like you can't see nothing. Nothing when there's ice fog. Do you guys know what ice fog is? I had no idea. Watch this. What is ice fog? Okay, so let's look at this. I Googled this. What is ice fog? How does ice fog happen? Ice fog is composed of small ice crystals suspended in the air. It occurs when water vapor interacts with very cold air that can't hold any more water, and therefore tiny ice crystals are created. Unlike regular fog, ice fog can only form in extremely cold temperatures. So it was cold out. So we know when he says he went to this park that was closed and stargazing, we know it didn't happen. It's ice fog rare. As the skies clear, solar energy exists. Earth exits Earth and allow the temperature to cool nearer at the dew point. This formed deep fog so dense it sometimes so dense. It's called freezing fog. Some surfaces that these droplets may freeze on include tree branches, stairs, rails, sidewalks, roads, and vehicles. Extreme caution should be Taken if travel is necessary. Okay, so if there's ice fog out that night, would you be driving where there's ice fog if it's making the roads all slippery? Like, there's just so many things with this. Here. Ice fog is a type of fog consisting of fine ice crystals suspended in the air to occurs. Okay, we already read that. Ice fog is not the same thing as freezing fog, a phenomenon where the liquid water droplets making up. Okay. Get out of my way there. Alaska. Supposedly, early settlers called it white death because they believed the crystals got in their lungs and caused death. Wow. So early settlers, I wonder if Anne knows that since she goes back to the 1800s stuff. Early settlers called it white death because they believed the crystals got in their lungs and caused death. Wow. So I'm assuming that Mr. Kohberger would not be out looking at the stars if there was ice fog, right? Stargaze, to walk around, to go for a jog in ice fog. Yep, he's got spikes on his shoes and on his tires so he doesn't slide all over. Let me see if there's anything else that I've got here. Okay, what I want is it in this one? Oh, that's the common plea. What's this? Okay, let's share screen, entire screen. I'll just put this up here because I don't know if you guys have seen all of this stuff. Where did that all go? We don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Oops. I'm just going to throw certain things up on the screen, you guys. Let me make it bigger for you. There you go. That's Bryan being transported. What's this? Oops. Guess we should make these bigger, right? What's this? This is his charges. Call in, please. What's this? Hey, shh. Good to see you. Uh-oh. On a terrible matter. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So what's this? In that honor about the said date, the defendant having been charged with the commission of a crime from another state or having been convicted of a crime in another state, having escaped from confinement or having broken the terms of his or her bail, probation, or parole. Huh? What's this? Broken the terms of humors. Oh, this was for the order to go and get him. That's what that was. To go and get him in Pennsylvania. This was him. That's another picture of him. It's him in high school. Right there. That's Bryan Kohberger in high school. Oh, here's what I was looking for. See, this is another one of the, this is what they got in Pennsylvania. United States Department of Justice receipt for property address. This is his parents' address. So once he got back to Pennsylvania to his parents' place, this is what they collected. Hang on a sec. And we've seen this before. So a knife, book with underlining on page 118. I wonder what that's about. Right? I wonder what that's about. For them to this is what they've seized, right? There's a knife, but it's not, we know it's not the knife that was used. A book with underlining on page 118. So I would love to know what that is. An AT&T bill, a Glock 22, a 5mm Smith & Wesson, a folder containing vehicle paperwork, an Acer laptop, a leafy green substance. We know what that is. A document, some kind of document. So we got green leafy substance in a green container, and we got green leafy substance in a plastic bag. White paper with password, a power cable, a cell phone, 3 Glock 40 magazine, empty, books, black face mask, a prescription, some more black gloves. I wonder if they can compare those to the ones found at the house. 1 black hat and black mask. So I'm wondering, what's this black mask, right? Because you got black face masks up here. Why would they write down here? I think like this is, you know, those ones that you wear for snowstorms and stuff with just the eyes and nose showing. And a black hat. Because don't forget, Dylan Mortensen said that she could only see his bushy eyebrows. That's what caught her attention. So was the rest of his face covered by this black mask? Was it maybe not the COVID mask, but another kind of mask? Aw, Shy, thank you so much for your 1999 super sticker. I appreciate you. So let me see if I can find some more. What's this? Oh, did you guys ever see this one? And everybody thought that this was his sister. Oh, it's Rose. Rose, I'm sorry, hon. Rose, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Shy for some reason. But thank you, Rose. Shy must be on my mind. Where's Juror 11? Okay. So this is, everybody is thinking this is his sister that posted this. I'm posting anonymously because Bryan is my family and you people in this group act like vultures and rabid raccoons. Is this Twitter? No, this got to be Facebook or something. Bryan is innocent, and you will see he has been framed by his drug partner friend, the security guard from the university. They were doing drugs together in the parking lot, as they have done numerous times, but when security guards started acting like a peeping Tom outside the girl's window, Bryan left security guard and drove back to his apartment. Well, number one, I don't believe any of this at all. Because there's no security guards for any of the universities that are used around that student housing. It wasn't housing from the university. This was a person who owned that house that the girls lived in and rented it out to college students, right? So unless you were on campus housing, like that is run by the university, then you don't have security, right? So I don't believe this at all. He's been framed by his drug partner's friend, the security guard from the university. They were doing drugs together in the parking lot, as they had done. I don't believe that at all. They were doing drugs, okay, I'd done numerous times, but when security guards started acting like a peeping Tom outside the girl's window, Bryan left security guard and drove back to his apartment. Okay, so you're saying that he was there, right? So get this, you guys. Get this. You just put Bryan behind that house. If this is a family member, you just put him there. But what you also did by putting him there kind of leads us to believe that's his white car driving around 3-4 times and then speeding off at 420. He doesn't just leave. He keeps coming back around. You just put him there. Bryan left the security guard and drove back to his apartment. No, you didn't. Because you just put him there behind the girl's house, behind 112 King Road. You just put him there. And we know we followed what that white car did in that area. You just put your family member there if you are truly a family member. The reason the phone was off is because the battery was flat and the security guard was using the phone charger. What? That does not make any sense whatsoever. None. If I'm in my car and my phone is about to go dead, sorry, I'm using my charger. Bryan put his phone on charge when he left the parking lot, and he switched it back on when he was near. Okay. He put his phone on the charge when he left. Oh, as he was speeding away from this peeping Tom, right? He turned his phone, he plugged his phone back on and turned it back on. When he was near to his apartment, no, he didn't. No, he didn't, because the GPS puts that phone coming back on 20 minutes south, not west, south of 112 King Road on his little trip all the way down that took him an hour to go the long way to go all the way back to his apartment. It did. So he turned it on when he was near to his apartment? No. He was like 45 minutes to an hour away from his apartment when that phone came back on. It was ping near Genesee, Idaho, not Washington. 45 minutes away in Genesee, Idaho, which is just below where 1122 King Road is. The way he exited from King Road. That's how long it took to get a charge going. No. They're saying it didn't come back on until he was near his apartment because that's how long it took to get a charge going. You know, as soon as you plug in your phone, you get charge going again and you can use it, right? And that's how long it took to get a charge going. You couldn't turn it on before then. Then why did it turn on in Genesee at like 4:45 in the morning, like 20 minutes after he sped away from the 112 King Road? Why is it in Genesee if you're saying that his phone came back on at his apartment? That's when the charge came back, right? Bryan's knife was in the car and security guard was holding it. Oh, is that not convenient? Okay, so now you're putting that knife in his car. Okay, and this is what I mean. Tell your family to shut the frig up if you've been arrested for something. So now, not only have you put him at the scene of the crime, not only have you put him in his car still with the phone coming back on in Genesee, which is just below where the murders happened. Now you've put the knife in his car. Bryan's knife was in the car and security guard was holding it because he has used it to chop this stuff. I don't know a lot about this C word stuff right here, but I know for a fact by all the criminal cases that I've dealt with, they use a razor and a mirror or a hard surface or a credit card or something. They don't use this huge knife that the army uses to take people out. It's not used to cut a tomato up or to cut up that stuff right there. It's used to take lives and to cut like huge big ropes or whatever the army or navy or whatever uses it, right? So now you put the knife in his car. Yes, I said this because Bryan stopped this years back and substituted that DRUG with this. Well, it's funny, they took blood work from him. They took his blood. And I bet you this was not found in his system. He has tried so hard to stop everything, but he's an addict and he has bad migraines. So the C actually helps him. What planet is this broad on? I've heard of people using weed for pain and stuff like that, but the C, hell no, actually helps him. I think this person is on this stuff. He had no idea security guard was going to do what he did, and he just wanted to teach security guard a lesson by leaving him behind. So not only now have you put him at the scene, put his vehicle just below the scene, put the knife in his car. Now you're trying to say that you left this security guard behind with your knife? What? But somehow the sheath to that ends up under one of the girls with your DNA on it and nobody else's DNA on it. Only yours, Bryan. So if you left that guy with the knife, if you want us to believe this, follow me here, you guys. If you want us to believe that you left this guy with the knife and you took off, this guy now has the knife and the sheath, right? Because the sheath was found to that knife under Maddie's comforter and leg, but the only fingerprints on it is Bryan's. Bryan actually feels terrible that he left this maniac behind, but it's not his fault. Okay, where's this maniac? He's got a phone, right? Maniac has a phone. He set it up here. He was using it to charge his own phone. Where is it? Where is it? The reason the phone was off is because the battery's flat. Security guard was using the car charger. Okay, so buddy, this wacko crazy security guy has a phone. I know they did a dump of the cell phone towers of which cell phones were active in that area. Where's the security guard? Where's his phone pinging in that area? Where is it? Where is it? Right? Where's security guard? Why have you not given this security guard as your alibi? Okay? And this chick writing this, you say he went home, but his alibi says he went stargazing at some park in Washington. Make it make sense. Make this make sense. You people need to stop with these singing videos and funny pictures of Bryan and my dad, or we will sue you for everything you have. Have at it. Come on, I'm waiting. You're not getting, whoever this is that wrote this, you're not getting an Oscar. That's for sure. Maybe America's dumbest criminal, because you just outed him. If this is you, if this is actually a family member of Bryan's, you just sunk his ship. Because up here, whoops, where? When security guard started acting like a peeping Tom outside the girl's window, Bryan left security guard and drove back to his apartment. Wait a minute. I thought he went stargazing. Come on now. All of you just need to get a life and stop playing Facebook detectives. Well, I don't have to be a Facebook detective to figure out a lot of things with what you just wrote. Because you are just a bunch of bored losers that have no morals. Ooh, isn't that calling the kettle black? If you are actually a family member. You are the idiot here. People are claiming that this is his sister. I can't see one of his sisters. If you've heard about his sisters, one's an actress and one she's got a good job. Number one, the spelling errors and stuff like that, and that, no, I don't think it's either one of his sisters. I don't know who this is. If they thought that they were going to help Bryan with this, they did the exact opposite. You put him at the scene, you put him with the knife in the car, and you put him lying about his alibi. And if he has his alibi of this security guy, where is he? Why doesn't he use him as an alibi? Where is he? Why did this security guard's phone not show up in the dump of cell towers for every phone that pinged off a cell tower in that area? Where is it? No, it doesn't say dad. It says, I'm posting an awesome because Bryan is my family and you people in this group act like vultures and rabid raccoons. Bryan is innocent, blah, 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 blah. They were doing, it does mention the dad in here, Bryan, blah, 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 blah. Leave him and my dad alone or something like that. Oh, right here. Bryan actually feels terrible that he left this maniac behind, but it's not his fault. You people need to stop with these singing videos and funny pictures of Bryan and my dad. So they're trying to project that they are the sister, right? Like some of the stuff, you guys, that never made it into my videos, is just unreal. It's just unreal. I've got so much of this stuff. And I can't say, I could see one of his sisters saying, all of you need to just get a life and stop playing Facebook detectives. Boom, period. But because this is added, because you're just a bunch of bored and losers. This is somebody who is in love with Bryan Kohberger. I don't believe this is one of his sisters at all. At all. Just outed him. Just outed him, right? Security guard acting like a peeping Tom outside the girl's window. Bryan left security guard and drove back to his apartment. You put him there at the girl's place, and then you say he went back to his apartment. But his alibi says that he was nowhere near there, that he was out stargazing. And then you go on about the phone that just further condemns him. And then you say the phone didn't go back on till he was near his apartment. The phone went back on just south of 1122 King Road, near Genesee, Idaho. Genesee, Idaho. That's where the phone went back on, not in Washington. Because that's how long it took to get the charge going. Bryan's knife, and she puts the knife in the car. Like, you guys are. Whoever wrote this, hello, Carol. Again, Rose, thank you so much for your super sticker. Carol, hello. Let me see if I can find anything else. That's interesting. What else do I got? What's this? Oh, those are the Reddit comments and everything, you guys. Oh. Okay, so there's one. Okay, let me put this over here. There's one, there's two, there's three, there's four. Okay, so let's go back to the first one. This is, okay, so we already went over this one. Where's the next one? This one. Personal identifying documents, New Balance jacket or jeans, hair something jacket. This guy's writing is so hard to understand, but these are all clothing items. It's hard to make out what he, like, this is like Chinese, man. Like, look at this writing. I don't know who could ever read this. Criminal psychology book, documents, and extra large Colombian Navy fleece, a man's something under wing, 10 something inside glove box. Oh, I know that they found IDs, different IDs. See, here's that black knit hat again. Dark green shirt sleeve, shirt. It's hard to make out this stuff. Montana. Something. Notebook. Something from Montana. Medical documents. Court documents. Ooh, court documents. Wonder what that's about. Two pair of dark colored boots, one pair of brown boots. Huh, that's nicely written. Yeah, doctor's penmanship for sure, eh? These are all swabs. Something knife and leather sheath. I don't know if that's a receipt for a knife and leather, because this here says leather sheath. And these are all computer things. A few guns, too. I thought I had better... I thought I had better... what's this? Oh, this is from Pennsylvania. When he was taken into custody early Friday, members of Troop N and Special Emergency Response Team at the home, Chestnut Township, Monroe County, in connection with the homicides of 4 University of Idaho students on November 13th. The press conference. Okay. This is a photo of the Latah County Jail underneath the courthouse. So this is where he was held, in one of these cells at the Latah County Jail. I don't know what this is. Oh, we tracked his flight. When he was being flown from Pennsylvania back to Idaho, I tracked his flight. What's this? Oh, that's a request for discovery. I don't know why that isn't in another file, but anyway. There's the famous picture when they got stopped. One of the times that they got stopped on the drive from Washington to Pennsylvania. There's one of his first booking photos in his little turtle suit. This is when the plane landed. When they flew him back from Pennsylvania. What's this? Oh, that's not the exact sheath, but that's what the knife looked like. But I think the picture of the exact one that was found had not only the serrated blade all the way across the bottom, it also had something up top here too. And it was a totally different sheath. So What else do I got here? I think these are all just court documents. What's that? Yeah, these are all just the court documents. Yeah, so that's some of the stuff. I have a whole bunch, another folder with all kinds of pictures and everything of the house and all that stuff in it. But there we go. So that was interesting. Yeah, I wonder how his beard's. I noticed too that he cut down his eyebrows, eh? Have you guys seen that? Okay, everybody, so I'm going to wrap it up. So at least we have an idea now of when the trial is going to go through, and we know from past experience, excuse me, that, oh, my drawing. From past experience that this date can be changed. I don't think that the judge is going to change this date. I think that this is a rock solid date now. It doesn't seem like this judge wants to mess around at all, right? He seems like, and somebody said it in the chat, Anne met her match. Anne has met her match. Right? Well, you're very welcome. Thank you guys for being here and going through the documents and then going through some of the older stuff that I have. I have lots more. It's just to find it all, it would be crazy. But I want to thank you guys for being here. And hopefully I can get this read done. I got a whole bunch of other stuff. I got court documents myself that I got to get filled out because I got to sue them over my Jeep because of the repairs are in excess of $5,000. So either they're going to give me a new Jeep or they're going to do the repairs on this one. So I've got court documents for that I got to file and get all filled out, and all my documentation and copies and everything done on that. So I got a lot of work ahead of me there. So I got to try and figure out where I'm going to fit everything in. But anyway, you guys, Leilani Simon, her trial has started. They're doing jury selection right now. Let me know either in the live chat or in the description below if you guys want me to cover that. That's the one that took her little 20-month-old son's life, threw him in a dumpster, and he ended up in the trash in the landfill. I know they're not covering voir dire, which is jury selection. We're not allowed to stream that. But from what I understand right now is we may be able to stream the trial. So if you guys want me to stream that, live stream it, so you guys can watch the trial, that's Quentin Simon. I did tons of reads on him and covered everything. If you want me to cover that trial, if it's streamed, let me know either in the live chat or in the comment section down below. And it'll be up to you guys. So once jury selection is done and the trial starts, I believe that they are going to allow live streaming. Hello, Marie. We're just wrapping up. I hope you are doing okay, feeling good and whatnot. I've been thinking about you, and I've been thinking about Missy, and I know the hurricane went further south than what was expected, and I want you guys all to keep Florida and the residents of all of Florida in your prayers. They just got hit with their second hurricane. Missy was up farther. Missy's up in Tallahassee area, so I know she's okay from this one. I know they may get a little bit of rain, but I know they're okay. But there's tons of people, you guys, in Florida that have lost a lot. I'm glad that it wasn't as bad as they were predicting with surge flows and stuff like that. So that's one thing to be grateful for, but let's keep them all in our prayers. Marie just got back from the hospital for my biopsy. Well, I hope that all comes back good. You're in my prayers. I pray for you every day, Marie. Carolette, someone started a rumor that BK's lawyer Ann was quitting. No. The only issue that could have arisen is if she wasn't reelected, she wouldn't be paid, and she wasn't going to continue without being paid. Kate Bell says, my stepfather went through the eye. He's okay. Wow. Yeah, I watched, you guys know I don't like mentioning other channels, but I'm telling you that JLR is one nut bar. Okay. He is a nut. That guy's got a set. I'm telling you. He was in St. Pete's on the island there, St. Pete's, just below Tampa. And when the eye passed, like, this guy is great. What he won't do to get the story. Like, a news station needs to grab this guy and get him on payroll. Like, this guy, at one point, I was terrified for him. It's like, is this the last we're going to see of JLR? Like, when he said he's seen the water going out, it's like, yeah, it's going out and it's going to come back in. Like, I was freaking out. Like, he's going to die. But this guy has got the luck of the Irish. The luck of the Irish. And he got a lot of good coverage. He streamed straight for like 3 days. I believe he's still there now. Go and check him out, you guys. I know he's checking out the damage that was done. Go on over and check him out. JLR Investigates. Oh my gosh. I used to hate this guy. And now, like, I've gained such a respect for him. Does he still do some things that I just shake my head at? Yes. But don't we all? Like, I don't like people attacking other creators unless they deserve it. Like, if they're doing something shady, like creators that show kids' autopsy photos and charge to see them, stuff like that, go ahead and attack them. But I mean, I'm a creator. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want it done to me. So, but to tell, I'm open and transparent. I never used to like JLR. And then when he broke away from the groups that he was with and kind of went out on his own and whatever, he has gone through the roof. Through the roof. I got so much respect. Yeah, he crazy. Nikki Lindsay says, I watched him yesterday. Couldn't believe when the eye came and you're getting those outer bands, he's going and he's so funny in a situation that was not funny at all. I don't know how many times he had me almost spit out my coffee. He's sitting in his car and things are flying by. He goes, oh, what was that? And something's hitting his car. And he goes, oh, what was that? JLR, it's shit that's flying off of buildings. He goes, oh, what's that? Oh, that's a mailbox. That's a big steel mailbox that just went flying by. Look at the tree branches. Like, his car got hit, I don't know how many times, and then his car started rocking, and it's like, oh my God, get in an underground parking or something. Not an underground, but you know, those parking things, garages. It's like, oh, he's nuts. This guy is crazy. Like, one of the news stations should snatch this guy up. Like, even the news stations didn't go that close. Like, if that wobbled just a little bit more and he's in St. Petersburg, you're getting 20 foot of surge, bud. And there he is, and he's out. Oh, look at this. Everything's flooded. Why is that flooded? That's storm surge, JLR. Oh my God. But yes, he was very entertaining at parts. And he showed the dome, some kind of stadium. The dome got all ripped off. And but he's driving along and he's going, ooh, we're not going that way. Look at all that water. Where'd that come from? JLR, you're in the middle of a hurricane with storm surge. Do you have to ask where that water came from? Because it was starting to fill up the street, right? And he turned around and hightailed it out of there. But he did have a parking garage that it looked like he could escape into if need be. And he's going, oh, look at that. People on bikes. Why are they on bikes? People walking. Look at that. Why are people out walking? Why are you out? Oh, he definitely was. I was worried. I wasn't so worried. Once the eye hit, I got really worried. But within 40 minutes of that outer band after that, and it started dying down a bit, I wasn't concerned anymore. And the only thing is he couldn't get off the island because the bridge was still closed, right? So, but there was a parking garage there that was three stories or 4 stories high. So I do think that he could have, even if at 15 feet of storm surge come in, he would have been all right. He could have got up in that parking garage. But for somebody who's not a storm chaser, the storm chasers didn't even get that close, for crying out loud. Like these storm chasers, like Reed Trimmer and all that. No, they stayed the hell out of Dodge. They stayed on the outskirts. There's JLR driving right down in there. Oh, crazier than a raccoon in a swimming pool. Like, oh my gosh. But thank God he's all right. He's surveying all the damage and going around. Like, he goes above and beyond, you guys. He really does. You got to give the guy credit. A lot of people are saying nasty things about him, and that's not cool. Please don't do that. If you don't like him, you don't like him. Like, if you've got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, right? It's like, let him be. He's having the time of his life. Yes. Did he get in trouble before? Yes. Well, you don't understand. He's a felon. But look at what he's doing with his life now. I worked with felons for 30 years. I worked in criminal law for 30 years. I'm retired now. People can change. So give the guy a break. Stick up for him. Don't let anybody, the guy's got balls of steel. I'm telling you. And although I was worried for him for a while there, he got through it and he was smart about it. He had an escape route. So let him be. Let him be. Let's be nice. There's enough crap going on in this world that we don't need to just go to somebody's channel just to try to make them look bad or feel bad, right? So with that being said, you guys, I'll have to go back and watch that. Oh, it was so funny. It was last night, one of his last night videos, just as the eye hit. It's like, oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. What's that? Where did that come from? And then something hit his car. Boom. Whoo. He go, wow, what was that? And it's just the way he says it. Just like you can't replicate it. You'd have to hear it for yourself. And it's the same as when Dolly Vision says, well, stop, Amy. Everybody can say it, but you can't say it like Dolly says it. You know what I mean? It's one of those. So it's like, oh my gosh, he was just, and I think he was a little worried himself. You could kind of hear it in his voice. He was a little like, oh shit, did I get myself in over my head? But I mean, he was smart about it. He had an escape route to get up into that 4-story garage or whatever it was there. So all the power to him, man. All the power to him. Give him a shout out for us. If you go over there, tell him I sent you over there and give him a shout out. Nothing good to say about his coverage, that's for sure, except for he gave us a scare for a bit there. But okay, so we will be waiting. The next hearing, I guess, is November 7th. So we will be waiting for that. November 7th at 9 a.m. So 9, 10, 12, it'll be noon my time. Next hearing. And we will see if he's going to be able to, the judge is going to rule whether he can wear street clothes, which I don't think the security there is going to allow it. They want him in orange. So if he tries to take off anything, he's easy to spot. It's a security concern. No, put him in orange. So that's going to be decided. This 400-page motion regarding the death penalty. Ann Taylor wants to change the world. Indeed, she does. So we're going to have to sit through some more crap like that. But anyway, it is what it is. I will be live streaming it. So don't forget, you guys, let me know if you want me to cover some of the Leilani Simon trial where she took the life of her little boy, Quentin. That's where all them YouTubers went out there and Dolly ended up getting arrested and whole cadaffle out there. But anyway, that is starting. They're in jury selection right now. They should be starting trial probably Monday. I would just have to let it run because I do have a lot of appointments to take care of and stuff like that. But I might do it. I might do it. Okay, we're going to wrap it up for now. Until the next time, you guys, please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Always be aware of your surrounding. I love you guys to the moon and back. Bye-bye for now.